Hello, my name is Tony Litt. I'm the MD of Sunrise Radio, and it's my immense pleasure to bring you the official Sunrise Radio podcast. We are the #1 commercial Asian station in the United Kingdom, with many firsts to our name, and we continue to be the voice of British Asians who have given us their love and loyalty over 30 years. It's a legacy we cherish and a responsibility that we don't take lightly. Our aim has always been to entertain the listeners with the best of Bollywood and Bhangra, while also addressing their concerns. A real voice for the community, a vibrant community, and a great nation. We are proud to be British and Asian. This podcast is a compilation of some of the things we do on the station, with a stellar lineup of presenters who each have their own personality and style. It's entertaining, informative, engaging, and we hope you will enjoy it here as a podcast if you are unable to tune in to the radio. Don't forget to subscribe and tell your family and friends about this podcast, and do leave us a comment on what you think. We'd love to hear from you. All the best always. Team Sunrise.
The UK's biggest station mix. Sunrise Radio.
Hey, my name is Shabnam Sahi. Welcome to the official Sunrise Radio podcast. I'm on your radio weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. If you've heard the show, you know what to expect from it. Joining me on the podcast today, Farkhanda Munir. It gives me great pleasure to say a warm welcome to Farkhanda Munir from Anisa Muslim Women's Group, which is an award-winning registered charity providing support and advocacy for Muslim women and their families in the London and Thames Valley areas. She joins us to discuss the This Girl Can campaign, an initiative that has encouraged nearly 4 million women to take part in physical activity. Now, Farkhanda has been a trustee with Anisa for over 10 years, and as a qualified lowland walk leader, you lead an Anisa Walk and Talk initiative. Your background includes working in equality and inclusion sector and as a specialist expert for the Design Council. In your spare time, you love hiking, travel and K-dramas. Very interesting, Farkhanda. Welcome to Sunrise.
Thank you, Shabnam. Really delighted to be here.
Tell us more about the This Girl Can, We Like the Way You Move campaign.
Yes, it started about 2015, so it's reaching its 10-year anniversary, and it's had a significant impact in encouraging women to move in any way they like. And that's something definitely that Anisa is all about as well. We're all about delivering the outcomes of, connections, well-being, mental health, all of those positive impacts of being able to move. But we sort of do it in walks. And while you walk, you talk. We do have community gardening. But the This Girl Can campaign, it's already had a massive impact. Over 4 million women have got involved. It's growing. And I got involved because they carried out some research where they realized there was some disproportionate impact of some women who were not taking up the initiative to get moving for whatever reason. And so work that we've been doing at Anisa's really fed into some of the advisory panels. So they've been really good. They've gone to the grassroots organizations such as South Asian Muslim women organizations like Anisa. They've also gone to, got another advisory group trying to tackle more Black women to get involved as well. So we all kind of come together. We work with the This Girl Can campaign, and being able to move. A lot of people think exercising equals gym. It doesn't. All of us move in some form or another, housework, just going outside. And I think in particular for Asian women, the work that we do, and ours is called Anisa Muslim Women's Group, but we're open to all women. And it's around having a sort of inclusive atmosphere. And we see ourselves as kickstarting that initiative to move, and in whatever form they want. And some of the work that the This Girl Can campaign has done has been brilliant in terms of representation of women of all sizes, all shapes, all colours. And I think I've really loved seeing some of their initiatives of what they're doing. And they've reached out to people who, would you like to be a case study for us? Would you like to be part of our videos? And, in my day job, I work in inclusion. So I've really enjoyed seeing some of their work around encouraging older women, disabled women as well. And it's really lovely to see that breadth of representation as well.
You've answered my next question, because I was going to ask you that when someone aligns with a cause such as this one, there's normally a personal backstory. There's a personal reason to get involved. But of course, you've given me so many reasons why you felt compelled to be a part of this campaign. Why do you think this new phase of the campaign is important?
Well, because they've been really good in terms of doing some research around who's not taking part in being active. And we ourselves also reached out to Keele University, a statistician there, and he did some work for us in looking at women who were, the data he found were women who were born in South Asia. And it was really interesting data. The fact that we knew that women from South Asian heritage don't walk or hike as much as say other demographics out there. But the more interesting part for us was once they do start walking or hiking, they're more loyal. And the positive benefits of getting out there moving is almost 2 or 3 times more than other demographics out there. So it's that initial getting out there is the real battle. And actually yesterday I led a walk in a local national park of ours, and talking to some of the women about what stops you coming out. And, you know, we had a really interesting discussion because we walk and talk as we go. And they were talking about how Asian women or South Asian women don't necessarily see self-care as a priority. Women generally, we're very good at caring for others, but putting ourselves first isn't always seen. So if on the weekend or during the week, well, you know, why don't we put ourselves first? You know, we put the kids first, you put your families first, you always put others, you put your work first, but also without you being fully whole in terms of your well-being, mental health. And I don't know about you, Shabnam, but I really enjoy having conversations with other women. There's an aspect of really connecting, and walking and talking is such a beautiful way to do that, because you just share. It just comes out. You hear something else, you know what, that thing was in my mind and I was trying to deal with this, but talking to you, I realize it's not such a big thing.
We share, we inspire each other, we are non-judgmental. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a broadcaster, I'm many other things, as so many women are. And you're so right when you say that not only do we not traditionally prioritize our own well-being and mental health, we actually might even be considered selfish if we did so. Traditionally, that's how it's seen, that a wife has many other things to do before she thinks of herself. What do you think will help women get more motivated about becoming active?
So I think visual representation is really critical. So seeing those role models, and they don't have to be, you know, super athletes, just your regular local people. And we are quite good on our social media and sharing stories as well. And I always see Anisa as a first step. So our ladies come back to us because they enjoy the connections they make. But really, I want them to start going out with their buddies, their families, their kids, and, you know, join more mainstream walking groups as well. I'm a member of Ramblers, for example, so I'm quite happy to sort of go and join some of my Rambler walks as well, and, you know, advise them around being more inclusive. But particularly for Muslim women, we sort of consider around when should we put that walk in the diary. We try and do it between prayers, or we might sort of, you know, it's beautiful to be able to pray in the outside as well. So we do consider some of the inclusive aspects of running the walks as well. But yeah, absolutely. I think the representation is a really key one. And for us to empower women to say it's okay to go out, take half an hour, or, you know, get a mat out in your house and do some yoga, whatever you do. Often in our walks, one of my lovely trustees, Imelda, she will do a little mini Tai Chi or a deep breathing exercise. It's actually good for our families to see us, you know, really enjoying activity as well. Because that's the next, you know, us as women, we are role models, whether you sort of believe it or not, you know, for your children, for other women in society as well. I sometimes get women saying to me, you know, how can we took a group of women to a national park up in the Peak District, and some of them were saying, well, you know, I've never been out by myself. I've never considered going outside of London, and, you know, how do I do this? So we take it for granted in our own little networks that, you know, other women will be like me, but actually not all women have access to those kind of role models. So we're really trying to promote that, and I'm so pleased Sunrise Radio is is highlighting this as well because of the reach of your channel as well.
I'm in conversation with the lovely Farkhanda Munir from Anisa Muslim Women's Group, talking to us about the This Girl Can campaign. Of course, a sweet reminder to our listeners, just 10 minutes of movement can make you feel good by boosting your energy, your sleep, your confidence, your mood. It doesn't matter how you choose to move, as long as it brings you joy. A walk in the park, dancing with friends, a bike ride with a family. Please search This Girl Can to learn more and join the conversation. Farkhanda, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Shabnam.
You can catch Shabnam Sahi, the ultimate storyteller, weekdays 9 a.m. till 12 noon.
The UK's biggest station mix. Sunrise Radio.
Hello, this is Sonia Dutta. How are you doing? Very good to have your company on a little bit of a different afternoon. No hidden gem today because, as I said to you earlier, I have the gem herself, Gurinder Chadha, in the studio in Sunrise headquarters. Gurinder, hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for coming along to Sunrise. It's really, really good to see you.
You're welcome. Always love to come to Hounslow and Southall.
Feels like home, hey?
Of course. These are the streets I grew up in.
Absolutely,
You know.
absolutely. All right, so Gurinder, we're talking about your upcoming film Christmas Karma, which has already created quite a buzz. I've already had messages coming through from our listeners talking about the promo, talking about the premiere, talking about the trailer, and so on. So go for it. Tell us about the film and tell us what inspired you to make this film as well. What's the story behind it?
Well, I love Christmas, right? I grew up in Southall. We celebrated Christmas. We had a tree every year. My dad used to put whiskey out for Santa and carrots for the reindeer. And we were always so excited when we came down and the whiskey glass was empty. We were like, oh my God, Santa came. And my dad would say, Santa came and he drank all my whiskey. And so growing up was super magical. So even now, we love to. It's a fantastic family occasion. I celebrate it with my cousin, and her family, and it's a big coming together, but also with friends. On Christmas Eve, all our friends get together. We all sing, we dance, we eat, and then we all go to church and sing Christmas carols. I went to Clifton Road School in Southall,
Right.
and we did nativity plays. I remember playing a shepherd, I think, one year, and then we sang carols. And to this day, I love singing carols. But Christmas is very much a part of my childhood, and it's only when these things come you remember how English we are,
Right,
as well as Punjabi,
Yes.
as well as everything else. And I think it's important to remember that. So I wanted to make a Christmas film. I wanted to make a holiday film that was there for us and has all the kind of Christmas elements that you would expect, but also has my own sort of desi twist on it.
Yeah, so basically everything that you can relate to. It's very relatable in every sense, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and it's a musical.
Yeah.
So great songs.
That's relatable.
Very relatable. Well, Punjabi, right? That's music is in my bones.
Yeah.
So and I was so blessed. Great music with Gary Barlow from Take
I
That,
saw,
Shazley
yes.
Lewis from All Saints, Nitin Sawhney, and then of course Punjabi MC, Malkeet Singh, Jessie Sidhu. Like, it's amazing amount of musical contributions. Pixie Lott as well.
Yes.
And then
Boy George.
Yes. And then also great actors, a complete mix of actors. But it is the story, Charles Dickens' story, A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And most people know the story as Scrooge. But in my film, my Scrooge is a very rich, very mean Indian businessman who hates refugees and poor people.
Right.
Like a lot of people we know. And he's a proper conjuice as well. Like a lot of people we know. So he's played by Kunal Nair from Big Bang Theory, and who does an amazing job, super emotional. And I think that what you realise in the film when the Ghost of Christmas Past comes, that's played by Eva Longoria from Desperate Housewives.
Who you cannot recognise in the trailer. I was like, who's that? I had to look it up.
Yes, because Mexican-American, they celebrate Day of the Dead, right? Where they celebrate ghosts. So she's dressed as a Mexican ghost. What you learn is that our Scrooge, was born in Uganda. and lived in Uganda, very happy living in Uganda until 1972. Idi Amin announces all Asians must go. So as a child, he comes to Britain as a refugee, struggles, experiences racism, all kinds of stuff, and he thinks that money is the answer. So he now believes that money gives him status, money will protect him from racism, and starts worshipping money, just like Scrooge in the original Dickens. So the journey of the film is, how can he get over that? How has he got to learn the meaning of life? And being a Sikh, as you know, Gurinder, what a Sikh name. Even my name, Gurinder, teacher,
yes.
I realised very early on is that my faith, in many ways, sort of my spirituality, is really represented in my films. And obviously in Bendit you saw Babaji everywhere, But in this film, what you learn is, Dickens learnt this too, is Guru Nanak Dev Ji's principles. And you learn that Ekonkar, we are all connected. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, black or white, whatever. We are all connected. And Scrooge learns that. I call him Soothe, Mr. Soothe. He learns that. And what he learns is that the meaning of life at the end of the day, because that's what the film is about. What is the meaning of life? And in Charles Dickens, Scrooge learns that through encountering Tiny Tim, the little kid who's sick, who he ends up helping. And what we learn is that it's seva. If you do seva and you show compassion and you work with Salbatapala, that's what makes you feel human. That's what makes you feel like, a proper, feel proper happy and fulfilled in your life. It's only through giving. So that's the message of the film. And whilst Charles Dickens did it, over 150 years ago, it was Guru Nanak who did it 500 years ago, over.
Wow, that's incredibly grounding. Really is.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
It's a very emotional film, I guess. I can't help being emotional myself, and I remember my Indian distributor. So we're going to release the film in India, and the Indian distributor from PVR Theatres came to see the film in Cannes to assess it, and he said to me after the film, he came out and his eyes were all red, and he said to me, Kamal, his name is, he said, "Maine socha tha hum आएंगे cinema 6 बजे Gurinder की film देखेंगे, we'll come to the cinema at 6, we'll watch the film, we'll have a little bit of a sleep, थोड़ा सोएंगे, he goes, बिल्कुल नहीं, we were awake during the whole film and we were crying and laughing, and he said to me, he said, it's your best film, and he said, it's your most Indian film.
Really?
And I said, no, it's not. I said, it's a Christmas film set in London. Of course not. He said, nay, it's very Indian.
Wow.
But I guess as Indians in India, they do have to deal with the idea of wealth, that they have, and people who don't have it, who sit on the sidewalks, and I guess that was Dickens, Dickens' time. Victorian England was just like that. So it was interesting to see his take.
Wow.
I can't wait for people to watch it. I
can't wait to watch it. I really can't. Okay, let's go back to the characters looking so different, and clearly a lot of work has gone into that, transforming them to who you want them to be in the movie, right?
Yes, so Hugh Bonneville from Downton Abbey, the Lord, also he played Mountbatten in my film Viceroy's House.
Right.
He plays Marley the Ghost.
Okay.
And he jokes that he had to take lots of Ozempic to play the role, but he's a scrawny skeleton in it, and he's barely recognisable. But he is the one, and certainly true of Dickens, he's the one who says you've got to think about your karma. Look at how you're living. And we know that as Indians, right? Dharma equals
absolutely,
karma.
Absolutely.
And he said you've got to look at what you're doing and think about your next life, because poor old Marley is suffering because he just hoarded money, right? And he exploited people. And Dickens, so clever. Dickens says, through Marley, he says, mankind is your business, not money, mankind. That's who you have to think about and help in this life. Otherwise, in your next life, you're going to suffer. That's Dickens saying that, but that's something we all believe in, right?
Yes, already.
So my Marley Hugh says that more clearly. He talks about karma. Eva Longoria, of course, Desperate Housewives, beautiful actress, and by making her making that ghost Mexican American, it allowed me to play with the fact that in their culture, that's what they do. They worship ghosts, but also she's Spanish speaking, and so when she first arrives, she's speaking in Spanish, and Mr. Sood, Canal's character, Mr. Sood, says, "Excuse me, we're in England. Can you speak English, please?" So we've heard that. Our parents heard that, right? So that was fun. Wow. And Billy Porter plays the ghost of Christmas Present. Billy is a fantastic actor who sings, dances, and acts, and he was on the West End stage recently in Cabaret, and he's won so many awards. But Billy is the guy that has to make Sood change, and traditionally, the ghost of Christmas Present is Mr. Christmas. Very jolly, very happy. And it's saying, if you want to be happy, it's very simple. You've got to forgive your past, forgive yourself, and look at the joy around you in life, And so that's his message. And then finally, we have the ghost of Christmas Future. And I was thrilled to have Boy George come and sing that particular song, which is called Pain of the Past, written by Gary Barlow. And it's a beautiful song, a little bit sad, but also sort of urging you to don't let the past destroy you, so yeah, it's very touching.
When I saw that Boy George was in the movie, and I thought, they have to have done a reworked version of his song for this film.
No, funny enough, no.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Come,
yes, I was like, oh my God, it has to be done.
No, he did mention that. I said, George, I said, Indians invented karma before you. Sadaka. He went, yeah, you're right, Gurinder, you're right.
Yeah.
No argument there.
Oh, bless. Oh, brilliant. All right, so there's one name that you haven't mentioned yet, who you've roped in the music.
Yes. So everyone knows how much I love an end title sing-song, right? I mean, you played Hot, Hot, Hot just now, and all I could think was all the cast and crew singing Hot, Hot, Hot. So I like to do that. I did that on the end of Bride and Prejudice as well. And so for this film, I wanted to do something fun and Christmassy, and I was very lucky to have met the estate of George Michael, and they said, well, you should use Last Christmas, that's the Christmas song, and they said, but do something different, put your own spin on it. And they said, why don't you do a Hindi version? That would be great. They actually said do a Bollywood version, but I felt I'd rather say Hindi version. And so that's what we did. We've done a sort of Hindi-English mix. And Priyanka Chopra has been a friend of mine for many years, and what an amazing woman she is, really, to go out there and make all the strides she has. So I said to her, why don't you come and sing this song? It's George Michael, such a classic, it would be beautiful. And she said, no, Gurinder, no, I'm not a singer, I can't do that. I said, oh, Chalia, it'll be fun. And she was in London, and she said, do you know what, to support you, Gurinder, I'll do it. So she came, and then I did the same with Anushka Shankar. Anushka turned up with her sitar.
Brilliant.
She played the backing track behind Priyanka, and then Nitin Sawhney plays the electric guitar.
Absolutely amazing.
And so all of them came in to support me, and I was just thrilled with it. It was so much fun.
Coming to your messages. So Stephen Wolves is going way back in time, saying Gurinder Chadha is there. Yes, she's here. Great. As we have been waiting as I have been waiting rather, to know something since 1999, by the way. 1999. Is she allowed to tell us what exactly happened to her Karisma Kapoor, Sunny Deol and Bobby Deol movie in London? She can trust us. We will keep it between her and the entire radio waves, promise. Was Dil Lagi the same movie?
So what happened was I was making that film, London with Sunny, and something happened that was quite personal,
Right.
with Sunny Deol, which I can't. If I told you, I think he would go into a nervous breakdown.
Oh, no.
So
Okay.
I am holding secrets. I
Sure.
have to say, there is stuff I know, but yeah,
Got to be done.
basically there was a lot of stuff going down at
Right.
the time, personal stuff for him, and so the film started falling apart, and he kind of went into a bit of a crisis, and then one day I'll talk about it properly.
Yeah,
somewhere, but-
we're going to have you back.
Yeah.
You're going to have to come back for the entire show.
But but the thing was, he then went on and sort of tried to remake the film.
Right.
But the film he made, Dil Lagi, was very different to the film that I was intending to make.
Right, but that is connected then to...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Steve says her film Blinded by the Light was so good, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Bruce Springsteen loved it as well.
Sham says, give Gurinder Chadha my best wishes for the new movie Christmas Karma. I will definitely go to watch this coming weekend, Sonia. There you go.
That's so lovely.
Yeah.
And it's important to say that it is important. Go and see these films, my film, but any independent film, see it in the first weekend.
Right.
Because that first weekend then gives the message to all the cinema owners and everybody that there's a demand for this film. And then it plays for longer in the cinemas.
It's very good that you've said that.
Yeah, so most people don't understand, but that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those 3 days are critical.
That's a very good point.
We're competing with big Hollywood films. We've got Wicked coming out and all these other big films.
Exactly,
So then we'll lose the cinema space
Absolutely.
and you won't be able to see the film.
Yes.
But if you go the opening weekend, then the cinemas keep the films in the theatres longer.
There you go, guys. This weekend is the weekend.
Please go, please. And if you're a fan of Bend It Like Beckham, you will not be disappointed
Yeah.
because it's definitely got the Bend It vibes and the Bend
Yeah.
It feels for sure.
Rani says, can we call in and ask questions? I would love to give you like I said, next time.
Next
Rinda's
time,
got to
Rani.
come back.
Next time, Rani. But listen, I've been talking and talking and talking. I'm sure all your questions will have been
Will be
answered somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Message from number ending 039 popping by to say hi. Pravin in Crawley saying hi. Dev D in Romford says, can you please ask Miss Gurinder how to apply for the audition for her movies? Everybody wants to know that.
Do you know what? Next time I want to make a movie, this is how I should finance my movie.
Exactly.
The amount of
I
people
like that.
who are saying, how do I get into
Yeah.
your next movie? I'm going to start a thing saying, here's where you apply, please send £5.
Oh, I thought you meant coming on radio and doing it.
No, and then I'll use all that money to make a film, and I'll do one scene in a football stadium and tell everyone to come be in the football stadium.
There you go, you get a part.
That's a great business
Yeah.
model, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chala paeda kar diya next time.
Rajin Lead says, when is Bend It Like Beckham 2 coming out?
Well, Bend It Like, that's a very good question. Listen, that film is so loved, and so I am going to do something, but I'm taking my time to write it, research it, and make sure I do a really good story. Because the last thing I want is people to go, oh, it's not as good as the original.
Yeah. Especially when the first one was so. I remember watching that in the cinema and coming out and saying I could literally go straight back in and watch it all over again. I loved it.
Well, many people did, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Bina in Crawley is saying, please congratulate Gurinder on Christmas Karma. Can't wait to watch it. There you go. Right. I'm going to stop there with your messages. Thank you so much for connecting.
There's more of me on Instagram, everybody.
Yes,
I'm doing lovely little quotes and films about Bend It and me and everything on Instagram. So do follow me there, Gurinder.Chadha.
Lovely. Okay, Gurinder, last question that I'm going to put to you today. What do you hope audiences feel after watching Christmas Christmas karma?
So one word I grew up with from my parents was hamdardi. What a fantastic word. This is what they instilled in me. And when people meet me, they go, oh, you're so down to earth. I said, yeah, why not? Why would I not be down to earth?
Oh, that's so nice.
And it's because of this hamdardi, compassion, understanding, caring. And that's what I hope people go away feeling. Just that the person sitting next to them, people around, you don't know what people are going through.
Absolutely.
Don't know the struggles that people go through.
Yeah.
So have a little bit of tolerance, a little bit of compassion.
Yeah.
And that's the Christmas spirit, right?
Gurinder Chadha, I love that you came to the studio. Thank you so much. And all the best for Christmas karma.
I'm going to have kebabs now.
Yeah, you do that.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye.
It's Sonia here, and we're excited to be a part of This Girl Can, because it's all about celebrating women who move. Sometimes the best movement is the gentlest. I discovered that stretching my arms while I wait for the kettle to boil helps me feel calm and present. Try it with me now. Breathe in, stretch, and breathe out. Feels good, doesn't it? We'd love to know what little mindful movements help you reset. If you've got a story or a moment of movement that brings you joy, please share it on our Sunrise Facebook at This Is Sunrise Radio or our Sunrise Instagram at This Is Sunrise.
The lady with an infectious laugh. You know who it is. Sonia Dutta, Monday to Friday, between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. to keep you smiling.